Hello everyone. Hello everyone. As you can hear, it's raining outside in Chicago. So anyway, um, uh, this is me. My name is John Jenkins, and I make a lot of programming videos on my channel, my YouTube channel. So the programming project I have right now is that I want to program in 3 languages at once. So I want to program in Ruby, 2.64, and Python 3.6, and also JavaScript. I forget what version that is. So I want to make the same programs in 3 programming languages. I might want to add C++ as well. So, um, um, so first things first. Okay. First things first. Let me go ahead and open up Notepad, and this is going to be in Ruby. It's going to be in Ruby. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I love to add the exchanger. Okay. Okay. Man, I totally forgot. I think, yeah. So I think with this, because I forgot how to declare variables in Ruby, and I think with variables, the the typing is dynamic. So I think with Ruby, what you do is all you have to do is type the variable name and then make the variable, and then the compiler will understand what type of variable it is. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently. So name equals John. Okay, John A. Jenkins IV. So yeah. Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna put the end in right now. So I'm going to say puts hello, and I'm going to call the this is just a test. I'm just trying to test and see if I still have the mental capacity to program in Ruby, or if I have to go back and study up on my Ruby. So let's see. So okay, so file save as Ruby test 01.rb. Okay. So I'm just gonna have this be Ruby test. I'm just testing myself to see, and start command prompt with Ruby test 01. You see that I don't. It's not case sensitive, so I can use uppercase or lowercase when I'm calling the program. And there it goes right there. So there's the output, and obviously I have to. Okay, so obviously I have to put the input equals get in order so that it doesn't automatically shut down. So I've used the global variable. That's a global variable, not a local variable. So I've used a global variable, and I've loaded it into a what you would call a a, a private function. Yeah. So I guess it would be a private function, but I have a global variable inside of the string, inside the format call here. I have global variable, so I don't have to put it in here. I don't have to keep copying the name of the variable into the function declaration and the function call. I can just have it use a global variable. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uh, uh, I'm going to say J-wlab and 0.01.rb. Okay, so using the same format file, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, okay, alright, so, okay. So, let's see. Um, okay, put uh, okay, I don't suggest you do this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to say how many words do you have so far. Well, maybe I can do that. Okay, maybe I can do that. Equals gets. Okay, put how many words would you like? Okay. Equals get. Alright. Calculate. Okay, so far gets. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do right here is parameter 1 and parameter 2. Man, I can't believe I did that. So, okay. So, def calculate. Let's see. So, I would like so far. Okay. Let's see. I gotta put an end right there. So, to go equals par 2 minus par parameter 2 minus parameter 1. Okay, speech to go. Alright. Speech to go. Okay, so okay. Or Togo. Def speech to go. End your, let's see, your puts you currently have to go. Words to go. Good job. Okay. Input equals gets exchanger. Okay. So alright. I hope I didn't make this okay, J-wlab in 0.01. How many words do you have so far? 100. How many words would you like? 300. Sorry. Yeah. I messed that one up. Okay. Yeah. How many words do you have so far? 100, 300. Okay. So, So, the issue is that chomp. I always forget that because it doesn't work the same way as it does in Python. Okay, 100, 300. Alright, so okay. 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 W like equals W line 2 integer so far equals so far 2 integer. Okay, so basically, I think what happened is that it's assuming that I want a string, and it won't do math on a string. So that's the tough part with dynamic typing, is that you'll still get an error. It can't. It's not going to switch between. It's not going to switch between. It's not going to switch between. Alright, so misspelled speech. It's not going to switch between types for you, so you still have to force it, even with dynamic typing. Okay, 100, 300, even with dynamic typing. Okay, so it works now. So even with dynamic typing, you still have to force it into an integer or a floating point or a string. So it's not going to work for you if you don't, or it's going to assume that you want a string. So if you're only working with strings, that's okay. But it's going to assume that you want a string. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to show you this this program. I'm going to start. Let's see. I want to start. Well, I guess this would be the first version of J-wlab for Ruby. Yeah, I guess that would be the first version of J-wlab for Ruby. So, so I know by now that this works. So what I'm going to do is um, I'm going to go back in here. Okay, so let's save this as to the RB. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I guess I don't have to delete it. Well, I can delete it. Well, I can keep it. I can keep it. So how many words do you have so far? Okay, so let's go on up here. Put um, um, how many chapters would you like in this novel? Okay. Chap total um, equal equals gets how many okay chat total equals chat total dot chomp how many um, how many um, how many how many words are in a typical chapter? Okay, stock chapter equals gets stock chapter equals stock chapter dot chomp. Okay, all right. Okay. Okay, so okay, how many? Yeah, this is a recent addition. How many words would you like? How many chapters would you like? Because I had a problem where I had a problem where the the program would automatically generate the number of chapters, and uh, whenever I wanted to whenever I wanted to calculate that on my own, I would have to go back with a calculator and do the math over again. So this way, it's hard coded into the program so that I don't have to uh, code it myself. As a matter of fact, yeah. So it was easier. I'm gonna delete this part because yeah, it was easier because if I wanted to get the number of chapters, I'd have to take uh, the entire total that I wanted, and I have to divide it by the size of a single chapter. Whereas if I start with the number, it's easier to start with the number of chapters you want, and then the program divides the total words that you want by the number of chapters you want, and that gives you your chapter size. It's a lot easier than just starting with especially if you're doing a screenplay, which is why I changed it because I was working on my screenplay writing software, but it applies to novel writing software as well. So, how many words would you like? How many words would you like? Okay, puts how many words will be in the finished novel? Okay. 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 Puts how many weeks would you like to spend writing this novel? Okay. Puts how many okay, yeah. Weeks total, okay, equals gets weeks total equals weeks. Well, I mean, I don't like doing this like this, but I'll see if it works. Okay. Puts how many days per week would you like to spend working on this novel? Okay. Daily. Okay. Days per W equals gets dot count. I'm not sure if that's gonna work. I've seen it done before in Ruby, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work for me. Okay, so which is I'm referring to putting gets.chomp instead of rewriting the name of the variable and then putting .chomp at the end. So okay, so it could be a little bit buggy. And okay. Alright, days per W equals days per W dot 2i. So the 2i will transform this from a string to a integer. So when you use gets, it assumes that you want a string, and it's going to give you an error if you try to do mathematical operations after using gets. So you gotta do the chomp to get rid of the return key, the carriage return. So that because if you've got a carriage return at the end of your number, then it's going to be considered a string, and you're not going to be able to do any math on it. And then you got to convert it from a string to an integer. So, all right, okay. Puts how many sessions per day will you need to write this novel? Okay. Daily sets equals gets dot chomp. Chat total equals total 2i. Okay. Okay. How many sessions per day will you need to write this novel? Okay. Daily session. Daily, not daily. Daily session equals daily session dot 2 I. Okay, how many sessions do you need? Okay, so puts what is the percentage for what is the percentage factor for tracking progress? Okay, progress P equals gets dot chomp progress P equals progress P equals progress P dot 2 I, and I don't have to add. I was gonna add. Well, let's see. Why don't I go ahead and go ahead and do the camel case on these ones, so it's not confusing later. I have regular case, lowercase, and camel case mixed up together. So I rather have these things organized, well organized. So yeah, I guess I should add the word counter penalty because it could come up in the future. They did fix it with the latest version of OpenOffice, so pretty much all the word counters are within a fraction of a percent, maybe 100th of a percentage uh, of being similar to each other as far as how many words they count. But that could change again in the future. I don't know. So just thinking about future proofing this program, I'm going to say um, uh, words that what is the word counter penalty uh, in percentage? Okay, so I'm going to say counter penalty equals gets.chomp counter penalty equals counter penalty dot 2I. Okay, so okay, so at the end of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say puts. Okay, so okay, so how many of these do I have? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I have to copy this 7 more times. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. So, alright. Okay. Input equals gets. Okay. And exchanger. Okay. So, alright. Puts. Please press enter. Alright, alright. Alright. So, okay, so, I might as well try going backwards just to see what happens. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Reach total. Okay. W like. So far. And chap total. Okay. So, uh, yeah. So, that's 0.02, 0.02.rb. So, actually, I'm not in Anaconda, I'm in Ruby. So, let's see. J-wlab novel 0.02. There. How many chapters would you like in this novel? 12. How many words do you have so far? 300. Okay. Alright, so. Okay, so there's the first error. So, there we go. So, I can change that there, and I can change that here as well. Okay. Save. Okay, so. Alright. J-wlab novel 0.02. Okay. How many chapters do you have? Would you like this novel? I'll say 48. How many words do you have so far? 300. How many words would be the finished novel? 300,000. How many weeks would you like to spend writing this novel? 20 weeks. How many days per week would you like to spend working on this novel? 5 days a week, 4 sessions per day, 5, and word count and penalty 0. Okay. So, so you know what? I was just thinking, this is new. Like, I've just generated my own uh, serial number. That's actually pretty neat. I mean, if I can format this and use some sort of algorithm to interpret the numbers, I mean, I could literally like, man, I mean, this would be pretty awesome, you know. Um, yeah. So back to what I was saying before. Um, so I got everything to work, and I guess next I gotta try with the um, with the um, next I gotta try with the uh, next I gotta try with something else. Um, hmm. I'll figure it out later. So anyway, that's it for now for J-wlab in Ruby. So I'll figure it out. So I guess I don't know. Next time I gotta do this in JavaScript or something like that, or something like that. I gotta do something, but yeah, so thanks a lot everyone for watching, and have a great day, and I'll be back soon. So have a nice day. Goodbye. Okay.